Good luck in BC affording anything. Unless you're living with 7 people, there's no way. I'm 46 and I'm still renting.
What do you think about housing situation in Canada?
Oh, it's been bad for a long time, but it's getting worse and worse, it seems. Unless you've owned property or, had a bunch of land in the first place, then you're doing fine, I'm sure. And a lot of people that wanted to live in Vancouver are now living way out in Langley or in Chilliwack or just further away because that's the only thing that's possible to even consider.
I think it's too expensive here.
I think it's really unapproachable for new people to get into the market.
Oh, it's pretty crazy. The reason I live with my parents is because there's no way I could afford to live anywhere else while I'm working on my degree. Like working on campus and such, it's very difficult because I have to commute over 2 hours to get to school every day. But it's way more worthwhile than actually paying for a house out there, just because of how extortionately expensive it is.
How do you think my generation, like people my age, will be able to afford our own house?
Never. It's absolutely impossible.
Yeah, good luck in BC affording anything. Unless you're living with 7 people and you can all go on a mortgage together, there's no way. I'm 46 and I'm still renting. And I used to make $26 an hour. And I still can't afford a house here.
With the wages the way they are, the kids nowadays will never be able to get the down payment together. Never. And the rents are so ridiculous. They won't be able to rent in a decent place. They really won't.
I feel sorry for the younger generation. I have grandchildren for whom I have great concern because they're never going to have the life that I had. I lived in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and 60s and 50s, and life was wonderful. We never had worries, concerns, anxieties. We just had a lot of good time, a lot of laughter. We had jobs. We could afford houses. We could have as many children as we wanted. And this generation doesn't have those privileges. It probably never will. Terrible.
Unless you're making like 10 or 12 grand a month, probably will be really hard.
I think you're either going to have wealthy parents or you'll probably be renting unless you can pull down like $300,000 a year or more.
How has the rising cost of housing affected you and your family?
It's just put everything on hold. I've been saving and looking into buying a house or a condo for the last 2 years. I haven't been able to do so. Every time I think I'm getting to a point, the rules change, whether it's the interest rates increase or whatnot. So as far as it affecting me, I think it's made me think about whether or not I can stay in Canada.
What do you plan to do?
Move.
Where?
I don't know. Outside of Canada.
Well, we'll probably have to move out of the lower mainland. It's not really affordable to stay here. So chances are we'll finish our schooling, get our degree, and then get out of here to where somewhere you can maybe have a chance to buy a house.
Somewhere like to another province or just out of Canada?
Wherever there's a chance. We haven't looked too much yet. We still have a couple years left of school.
And why do you think this is happening?
It's like a supply and demand issue. The houses that they're building are like super high end. They're not building any like affordable housing or any high density like low income housing. It's all luxury like top end stuff like $1 million plus homes. They aren't really building like starter properties anymore. At least not around here.
Well, what is the solution? Like to move out to
Lots of people are moving out of country, out of province to different locations. People are choosing not to have kids. People are choosing more community options because it's just so unaffordable. The fact that we don't have enough buildings being built also plays a role in it because there's just not enough for everyone to go around. So there's a lot of factors, but I think the things that are in place to help people get into new homes are mainly based for couples, and there's not a lot of help for single people.
What do you think the government can do to address this housing price?
Well, I know international buyers have been a big thing that's been inflating the housing prices around here. There's a lot of people from overseas that come in with a lot more money than a lot of the people around here, and they buy up all the houses for extortionate prices. They actually will offer people more than what they have been selling it for. And, obviously you're going to take more money for your house, right? But then the people from around here who actually want to buy a house can no longer afford them because the people from overseas are buying them at much higher prices. So, that, among other things, has been making it very difficult for people to buy houses. So I think the government can definitely put limitations on maybe what people overseas can buy or add tariffs or something like that, for sure.
So remove gatekeepers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nothing that the current political and banking system is set up, less profiteering off mortgages for people Like, why not say, hey, here's a good amount of money that lenders can make that's fair, like just fairness.
I don't see it getting better. I don't really think the bank's solution of rising interest rates are helping with inflation. It's kind of continuing to go on, and unless we keep increasing our base pay, then it's not going to really do anything. So I think that needs to keep going up to fight inflation, and I know for a fact that I can't keep fighting it. I've had multiple raises this year, and it's not even inflation was like 8% this year, so it's nowhere near that. So it's not meeting the demand.
I don't honestly believe the government wishes to take care of it. I really, really don't. I'm obviously not for the government because I don't believe that they do anything for anyone.
They're all for themselves.
That's right.
They could stop letting so many people into Canada. That would help because we're all fighting for rent and somewhere to live and somewhere to stay. And if you have a pet, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with the pet. I have nothing against immigrants, but they say we need more. We don't need more. We need housing and jobs
For the people that are
Already
here.
here.
It's like the people that are here already we all immigrated from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, if you can't take care of the ones that you already have, why are you trying to make the problem bigger?
And then the ones that get
You know.
here are struggling. It makes no sense.
It's very sad. Canada, I think, is in a bad situation right now because housing is bad, the food is ridiculous.
Inflation.
Yes,
Yeah.
it doubled and tripled.
How do you think inflation will be the long-term problem?
I think it's something we're going to have to live with forever, to be quite honest. I don't see it going anywhere. I really
I
don't
don't
see
see
it.
it going down anytime soon.
I really don't.
No.
I
I
think it is what
I
it
see
is.
middle class disappearing, end up on Hastings.
Yes.
And just the rich. The BC's just catering to the rich. That's
That's
what
all
the
they're
Trudeau
doing.
government's doing, yeah. You're going to have rich and poor, and there's no middle class
No middle
left.
class.